There are forms of rest you give to your body. Sleep, pauses, moments when your muscles finally soften. But emotional rest, that one is different. That one is the rest most people postpone for years without realizing the cost. Emotional rest isn't about stopping. It's about releasing. It's what happens when you finally stop carrying what was never meant to be held alone. And yet, most of us delay it. Not because we don't need it, but because slowing down enough to feel is terrifying. We fear what might rise to the surface. We fear the truths we've buried. We fear the silence that follows when there's nothing left to distract us. So we keep till functioning becomes a disguise for emotional exhaustion. There is a kind of tiredness that sleep cannot fix. A heaviness beneath the ribs, a pressure behind the eyes, a subtle ache that follows you even into your happiest moments. This is the fatigue that shows up after years of being the strong one, years of swallowing disappointment so you wouldn't burden anyone, years of showing up when you were breaking quietly, years of pretending you were fine long after your heart stopped believing you. This is the exhaustion that grows from postponing emotional rest. The kind of rest where you don't perform, the kind where you don't pretend, the kind where you allow yourself to feel without rushing to be okay again. But emotional rest is difficult because it requires honesty. Honesty about what hurt you. Honesty about what you lost. Honesty about what you're still carrying even though the moment is long gone. It requires acknowledging the conversations that never happened, the boundaries you never set, the apologies you deserved but never received, the grief you minimized because other people had bigger problems. Emotional rest requires facing the parts of your story that still tighten your breath. No wonder you postponed it. It's not easy to face what you survived, and the world doesn't make it any easier. We are taught to be productive, not present, to be efficient, not honest, to push through, not pause, to stay composed, not vulnerable. You were applauded for being strong, for caring more than you should have, for staying silent when you needed support, for handling emotions privately so no one else had to. But strength without rest is erosion. It wears down the parts of you that were never designed to carry this much. At some point, the cracks begin to show, in your patience, in your joy, in your ability to feel connected, in your desire to wake up hopeful. Emotional exhaustion whispers long before it collapses. Maybe you've noticed the signs, the way your chest feels tight for no clear reason, the way you wake up already drained, the way small inconveniences feel enormous, the way you numb yourself with distractions, the way silence feels threatening instead of peaceful, the way you feel disconnected from your own life. These are not flaws. They are signals. Your inner world begging for rest. Emotional rest is not optional. It's necessary. But most people wait until they're breaking to give themselves permission to breathe. You might think emotional rest requires time you don't have, or answers you aren't ready for, or healing that feels too far away. But emotional rest doesn't begin with solving things. It begins with stopping the performance, stopping the self-pressure, stopping the habit of abandoning yourself. It is the moment you decide, I can't keep carrying myself this way. It is the moment you become honest about your limits, not as a failure, but as a form of self-respect. There is a reason you postponed rest for so long. You didn't feel safe enough to let go. Letting go means letting things surface. Letting things surface means feeling them. Feeling them means facing everything you pushed down because the timing was never right. Emotional rest requires a softness people rarely teach you. A softness toward your exhaustion, a softness toward your sadness, a softness toward the parts of you still grieving something you can't name, a softness toward the version of you that kept going, even when you shouldn't have had to. You don't rest emotionally because you're weak. You rest because your heart is human. Here's the quiet truth most people avoid. Your emotional life has been asking for rest for a long time. In the tension behind your smile, in the way you avoid silence, in the fatigue that doesn't make sense, in the moments when you feel disconnected from yourself, in the nights where your body is tired, but your mind refuses to let go. There is a reason everything feels heavier than it used to, a reason joy feels muted, a reason you crave peace but don't know how to access it. You're overdue, not for sleep, but for emotional breathing room. And yet, emotional rest is not dramatic. It doesn't require disappearing. It doesn't require withdrawing from life. It doesn't require a perfect plan. It requires honesty. It requires slowness. It requires giving yourself permission to stop performing strength long enough to feel human again. It is the moment where you unclench your jaw, soften your expectations, let your shoulders drop, and admit quietly, "I'm tired in a way no one sees." That sentence alone is the beginning of emotional rest. Postponed rest accumulates. Old emotions compress into tension. Unsaid words harden into pressure. Unfelt sadness turns into numbness. Unreleased stress becomes chronic fatigue. Unlived truths turn into anxiety. Emotional rest is the antidote. The quiet unwinding. The soft unburdening. The return to yourself after years of rushing past your own heart. And it begins in the simplest way, by allowing yourself to stop holding everything together for a moment. No performing, no pretending, no explaining, just presence, just breath, just you, finally allowed to rest the way you needed to all along. If you're still here, it means something in these words matched a truth inside you. Maybe one you've been postponing, maybe one you've been too tired to name. So let this next moment be quieter. Let it be a turning inward, not to solve anything, not to force clarity, but simply to finally give yourself the emotional rest you've delayed for far too long. Start by noticing your body, not your thoughts. Your body doesn't lie the way your mind learned to. Feel your shoulders. Are they lifted without you realizing it? Feel your jaw. Has it been clenching out of habit? Feel your breath. Is it shallow, as if your chest forgot it's allowed to expand fully? Your body has been holding what your voice hasn't said. This is where emotional rest begins, with awareness, not answers. Quietly ask yourself, what have I been carrying alone? Let whatever rises come gently. A memory you brushed aside, a disappointment you minimized, a truth you didn't want to face. The exhaustion of always being the strong one. Don't judge it. Don't push it away. Just acknowledge it. Because acknowledgement is a form of emotional rest. There is relief in simply naming what hurts. Now ask, where have I been pretending I'm fine? Think about the conversations where you smiled out of habit, the moments you reassured someone even though you were breaking inside, the silent nights where your mind kept replaying what you didn't have the energy to feel. You don't need to explain these truths to anyone. You don't need to justify them. Just recognize them. Emotional rest begins with honesty. Gentle honesty. The kind that doesn't demand change, only recognition. Bring to mind one emotion you've been postponing. Not the loud ones, the quiet ones. The subtle ache behind your patience. The heaviness beneath your routines. The silent grief of holding yourself together too often. The frustration of always performing strength. Sit with that emotion for a moment, as if you were sitting beside someone you love. Ask it silently, what do you need from me right now? Maybe it needs time. Maybe it needs space. Maybe it needs softness. Maybe it needs nothing more than for you to stop ignoring it. Emotional rest is not about fixing. It's about allowing. Allowing your truth to exist without rushing to hide it. Think now of the version of you who kept going all these years. The one who held everything together. Who handled crises quietly, who showed up even when their heart was tired. You survived because you adapted. You endured because you had to. You stayed strong because there was no other choice at the time. Offer that version of you a moment of compassion. Tell them, even internally, you did enough. You did your best. You can rest now. Let that sentence land. Sometimes emotional rest begins with permission. Permission to stop being the emergency exit for everyone else. Permission to stop caring more than your heart was designed for. Permission to simply be human. Now imagine what your life would feel like if you allowed yourself emotional rest before you broke down. Imagine days where you don't hide your exhaustion. Imagine moments where you pause without guilt. Imagine breathing without pressure tightening your ribs. Imagine not having to perform strength to be worthy of care. This is not fantasy. It's direction. Your inner world is pointing toward a softer way of living. You don't need to transform everything tonight. You just need to stop postponing yourself. Rest is not a luxury. It's your return home. So ask yourself one final question. What is one small weight I can set down tonight? Not all of them. Not forever. Just one. A thought you don't need to rehearse anymore. A responsibility that was never yours alone. A fear you've been carrying by habit. A pressure you no longer want to accept. Let it go for now. Let your breath deepen. Let your chest soften. Let your mind unclench. This softness you're feeling even slightly. This is emotional rest. The kind you've needed for years. The kind you're finally allowing. And when tomorrow comes, you don't have to return to the weight all at once. You can choose differently. You can breathe differently. You can listen to your body before it begs for attention. You can honor your limits without apologizing. Emotional rest is not something you earn. It's something you deserve, simply because you exist, simply because you feel, simply because your heart has carried far more than anyone realizes. If this reflection helped you soften even for a moment, come back tomorrow. We'll continue this path. One breath, one truth, one gentle pause at a time. This is Form Within Mind, where calm takes shape.